Okay. So the first session's assignment. Okay. So the first question is, in which one of the following steps in the software development cycle do the algorithm, flowchart, and pseudocode are created? So we know that these three are tools to design the solution to an algorithm. So they will be created in which phase?
Program design.
Design phase. Like I said, 1 second, I'll just write it down for you. Wait, I'll open that sessions PPT. Wait. So can you see here to your right? Can you see this diagram, the software development cycle? So number one is planning. So what did I say? Planning will help you to identify what are all the things that you need to actually implement in your software. That is what your software wants, what people want your software to do for them. So that identification of various features of the software is done in planning. Number one, can you see here the red color one? So followed by that is analysis, where you further talk to the uh, client and you extract the exact, like for example, how fast you want the software to be, how many people can use the software at a time. So all those things they'll be doing it in analysis, where they'll talk to the client and they'll get to know all that things that he wants from our software. All right. So the third part is the design. So once you get to know what your software is required to do, so what will you do next? You will think of the logic that you can use to solve that problem, right? So that part is done by the design phase. And what are the tools that help us to come up with a solution? Like I already told you, it's algorithms, flowchart, and pseudocode. So which phase will it be then?
Design phase.
Design phase, correct. Okay. So do you understand the answer to this question, everybody? Anybody have any doubts? Okay, we'll move on to the next question then. Okay. Any doubts? Please stop me then and there and ask me. Okay. What is a shortcut key to run a module in script mode? This is very simple.
F5.
F5, correct. So the shortcut key, like you can see here, when you open a script file, you go to this run command, you see run module. Can you see here F5? So F5 is the shortcut key. Okay. Next one, what is the extension of the Python file?
.py.
.py, correct, very good. Then what is the set of instructions given to a computer to perform any operation called?
Syntax.
Set of instructions.
Program.
Program, correct. Sai Harshit, syntax is the, it's like the grammar of the language. Okay. For example,
Okay.
my statement must end with a semicolon. That is a syntax.
Okay, ma'am.
Syntax is the grammar. It's not instruction. Okay. Next, what is a step-by-step description of an algorithm in code-like structure using plain English text?
Pseudocode.
Pseudocode, correct. So I told you there's a fine line between this pseudocode and algorithm. When it is plain text, it is pseudocode. When it looks somewhat off like a program, it is algorithm. All right. Then what is the key difference between a pseudocode and algorithm? That's what I told you just now. A pseudocode will contain the steps of a program in plain English or any language, any human language. Okay. An algorithm will contain the steps in a semi-code format. Okay. Which is this clear? Any doubts? Okay. So next question is, which mode should you use to write a program in ideally? So when you want to write a program, which mode will you use?
Script mode.
Script mode, correct. So when you want to explore something, you'll use the interactive mode. All right. Then what is a shortcut to run a program in ideally? Shortcut means the shortcut key. So we've already answered this. It's F5. Okay. Which mode is preferable when you want to explore a concept in Python? Like I just told you now, it is the interactive mode. Okay. What are the human languages supported by Python to process a string data type? Like I told you, Python supports the Unicode format. Did you guys try to find out what Unicode is? Anybody?
Ma'am, is it that it can run other like Java or C++ code also, and you can convert it into what is a Python code, ma'am?
No, that's not Unicode, ma. Anybody else? Okay. See, I'll show you. Now, like I told you, when there is an English letter A, see what happened when people started, I told you, right? Computers will only understand zeros and ones. And what can be converted into zeros and ones? So when you have a computer, it will only understand zeros and ones. Okay. So what will happen? What can you convert into zeros and ones? You can only convert numbers, right? You cannot convert anything else into zeros and ones. So what people did, no, in early days, they created something called an ASCII code. Okay. So what is ASCII code? What they're doing, they'll assign a number to every non-number. For example, A will be given, capital A will be given 60, I think capital A is 93 or something. Okay. Then capital B will be 94. Capital C will be 95. So basically what they're doing, they are assigning a number to represent the letter. Same way for special characters, ampersand, there'll be a number. Then for percentage, there'll be a number. Okay. So what behind the scenes, what will happen when you type something? Okay. So when you give a data, what will happen behind the scenes is your data, which is in non-numeric format, will all get converted into these codes. Okay. So when they convert it, for example, if I'm saying print A, okay. So what will happen is this A will be conveyed to the computer as 93. What computer will see is, it will see print 93. Okay. This 93 in turn will have to be converted into zeros and ones in the back end. And the computer will understand, okay, they want me to print A. So that then the computer will come back to you and it will print the output saying A. Okay, so this is ASCII code. Now what happened is ASCII code will have just 7 bits. 7 bits, which means if I have a number, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A number can maximum have only 7 number of, for example, I can have when you have number 1, it will be represented as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is in powers of 2, ma. All of this, if you start going in detail, you will have to sit and study uh, number system. Okay. So just to get an idea, what will happen is 7 bits will have 7 places. Okay. And all of these 7 places, either you'll get zeros or ones. So what happened was totally they could only represent 128 non-numeric data in ASCII. Beyond that, they could not go because the 7 digits could only represent 128 numbers. Okay. So they could only represent 128 non-numeric characters. So what people did was they came up with something called Unicode. Now Unicode is hexadecimal. Okay. So this what happened was this covered wide range of the number limit for Unicode is very high. So what they did, they used this Unicode to assign a number representation for alphabet in all the international languages. Okay, languages all over the world have their alphabet representation in Unicode. So this was developed for this purpose. First, they developed ASCII code so that they could represent the non-numeric data. Because they ran out of space, they could not represent more than 128 non-numeric stuff. They came up with Unicode, which could represent a lot more. It could accommodate a lot more non-numeric data. It could be encoded to a format that the computer can understand. Okay, do you get what Unicode is now, guys? Basically, it is a code that is used to, for example, see, somebody is speaking Chinese, okay, and person B is speaking English, and say I am the translator. So what will I do? First, I'll take Chinese, I'll understand Chinese, then I will convert it into English, and I'll convey it to the other person, right? So that is what Unicode does basically. It will take a letter from some language. It will get converted into a format that the computer can understand, and then that format will be given to the computer to give the computer instruction. Okay. So Unicode is basically for coding, translation of characters from one language to the computer language. Okay, is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is Unicode. Everybody else, are you able to understand what I'm telling you guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the human languages supported by Python is any language that is supported by Unicode is supported by Python. Okay, so that is the answer to this question, because Python can process Unicode characters. So any language that is supported by Unicode is supported by Python as well. Okay. Then what will be the output printed for the following code? Okay. Now there was a confusion, right? So these are double quotes. Okay, 2 double quotes. So it's print hello there. We will type it out. Okay. And one more thing, it's a very important thing. Python is case sensitive. Case sensitive means, see, print you always seen, right? I type it using small letters. Now the same thing, if I give in capital letters, okay, just see, it will say error. I do not know what print is. Capital print in capitals, or even if you change even the casing for one letter, just capital P and print, you will still get an error. Okay, so this is called casing. Casing means uppercase and lowercase. That is what is casing. So Python is case sensitive in the sense, if you're creating the print function has to be called only using the print word in lowercase. Only then it will work. Otherwise, it will not work. Even if one letter has a different case, it will not work. Do you understand what case sensitivity is? Anybody? Very. So the question here is print hello there, followed by some exclamation marks, and then I'm specifying the separator as tutor. See, now what does this do? Now generally when you you are able to see code, right? Do you want me to zoom in, guys, or is this okay?
This is fine, ma'am.
Okay. So here, whenever we give something print separated by commas, what print will do? The default separator is, what did I tell you? The default separator was?
Comma.
No. I mean the separator between, see, when you're giving inputs like this, print hello, comma, there. Okay. Now what will this print? Will it be hello without a space there? Will it be hello space and then there? Or will it be hello, comma, there? What will be printed?
Hello space there.
Hello space there. So which means the default separator. Separator is the character which separates the words. Okay. So or rather not words, rather the input. Now this print function is having 2 inputs. One is hello and then one is there. Okay, 2 string inputs. So by default the separator is space. But what we are doing, we are saying the separator now is what? Nothing. Don't give any space. Empty string. Okay. So what will happen in this case then? What will be printed? Hello space there, or what else will come?
It'll be printed without any space, ma'am.
Without any space. Now our input was hello space there is the first input. The second input is exclamation marks. So what will come? Hello space there will be printed as such because that string contains a space. Okay. But after that, when it is printing the second input, it will not leave any space. So between there and exclamation mark, there won't be any space. Do you understand this output? Why it is coming like this? This
Yes,
is
ma'am.
one input and this is the second input. All right. So the first input, it will print. Then it will go to the second input. It will see what my separator is. I'm saying empty string. So it will not give anything. So it just go ahead and print the second input. All right. So this is the answer to the question. It will be hello there. without a space, there will be exclamation marks. All right. Then what will be the output printed for the following code snippet? Now, see, why I have given a star denotes multiplication operator. Okay. So, print. Now, when you multiply two integers, what will you get?
Integer.
5 is 15 integer. So, what will come? It will be class int. This will be the output. All right. So, we this will print the type of the product 3 into 5. First, it will perform 3 into 5, and then it will find the data type of that number, and then it will print it out. All right. Clear? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Always, what is there within the innermost bracket? We have read the Bodmas rule, right? Everybody knows the Bodmas rule, right? Brackets of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. So the brackets rule applies everywhere. Whenever there are braces, the innermost bracket will first get processed. Then the next set of braces will get processed. So it will come like that. Okay. So first 3 into 5 will be done. Then 15. So what kind of data is 15? It's an integer. So class int. All right. Then what will be the return value of the following code snippet? Now here it is a division operator. Okay. Now when I divide 5 by 2, what will be the answer?
2.5.
2.5. So what kind of data is 2.5?
Float.
Float, exactly. So it will give me float. This I will we will look at operators now. I'll tell you it has more intricacies actually. So for explanation sake, I'm just giving you now. Okay, so this is float. Next, which of the following are integer data? Now 0, is it an integer? Yes, correct. -1, it is also an integer. Whole number, it has a negative sign. 9.5, definitely not an integer, it has a dot, so it is a float. Then minus 87.0, though it is just a 0, but still we have included a dot. So whenever there is a dot, the data type will always be float. Okay. And the last one, I've given 2, but see, I've enclosed it within single quotes. So when something is enclosed within single or double quotes, what will it be?
String.
String. So this is not an integer. This 2 is a string. Okay. So which of these are integers? 0 is an integer, -1 is an integer, and that's all. Okay. These two are floats, and this is a string.